Hello everybody. I'm going to talk about our guides. Now we all have guides. They come with us, they decide to come and be with us. There will be spiritual guides and there will also be some ancestors or relatives who also choose to come in. As well as this, we can have guides that come in and out. So if we're trying to learn some new procedure or we want to have some new skill, you notice there's a new guide that's come in to teach you how to do that. I would notice because when I was doing the healings, my hands would move differently to before, and I'd let them know there was someone new who'd come in. So I was going to extend my healing gift by learning new processes. When I was doing the bowls, I felt there was a new guide. And when I was doing my books, I actually asked for some guides to come in to help me write the books. And also with my art, to ask for some artists to come in. So we have our core group. There's usually a person called the gatekeeper. This is the main guide who protects us, and he would or she would have come in from the beginning when we were first conceived and stay with us. They usually stay the whole time. They're like the protector. They are a very special guide. If you're working in the angelic realm, they'll be angelic. If you're working in other realms, they'll be from those realms. They can also be from your star. So whatever star you came from. I came first to come from Orion. You might be one of the other groups. They will come often from those places, and they would have been with you in other lives as well. They're really interesting, the gatekeeper, because the gatekeeper is the one who will alert you to things. They'll often give you the warning messages too, and the warning dreams. Then we have our other guides. People have a variety of guides and different numbers. Some people I've seen, they've got 5 or 6 guides. Other people have only 3 or 4. It doesn't matter who the guides are in terms of numbers. It's more about your progress and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to be moving ahead. So the guides are very geared to where you are. So if you start working at a high level, you'll get more high level guides coming in. It's got a lot to do with where you are in your soul development, who and when and where the guides come in. The guides are there to help us, called the guides. They're not there to fix everything or do everything for us. They're not our slaves, they're not our servants. They're actually vibrating at a much higher rate than we are anyhow. I've heard people speak really badly and cuss and carry on about their guides and telling them off and why don't you do this? But they're not for that. They're to guide us. And if you're not careful, I've seen guides who've actually, I've been reading people, the guides are standing there and they're like, oh God, they're just shaking their head like, do what you can because we can't do anything with them. So I've seen them shake their heads in like, I don't know what to do. If you're really rude or difficult or obnoxious with your guides, they will actually step away. They'll actually step right back, and I've seen that as well, where they just, like, okay, you know everything, we'll just let you handle it, and they'll step right back until you show some respect and call them back in. This is important for you to know, and for me too, to always make sure that we be respectful and be grateful for the guides that we have. Some people are very gifted and they can draw pictures of the guides. I knew a lady who, she worked with Harry Edwards, her name was Doll, she's passed now, and she had a wonderful gift of sight, and she would actually see the guides walking in with you. So she'd see some huge Indian person walking in with this demure, tiny little lady who'd come for some healing work. She saw the guides. I have people come to me and they've seen some of my guides as I've seen theirs. Sometimes you'll also be given a name. This helps us to hook in. So if you want to speak to the guide, they will pass the name on. Some people who are artistic can draw the guide for you. They'll draw your spirit guide, and that can be quite comforting to have that drawing or that painting or visualization that you can carry with you. If you're lucky enough, you might have seen your guide in your dreams. You can actually do meditation and ask your guides to show themselves to you, and you can be quite lucky and actually see them. I had a painting that I knew of this, like an angel. And when I saw the painting, it was off a fresco, I think. It was in a book. I knew that that was a guide who was with me. I just knew it. And then another one at one stage was another angel, a female. And I actually have that painting in my house because she's the closest that I see. And I was actually told about her, and it was described to me. Now, when you go to talk to your guides, remember they will hear everything you say and they're trying to help you. They will actually get things done for you. They will get messages to other people. Sometimes gifts will arrive that people give you that your guides know that you need it or want it. It's interesting how even people who decide they don't believe in all this rubbish, they will be the one who gives you exactly what you needed, the art equipment, or like I got given an iPad. I got given a ruby ring. I got given lots of things. Some of these people were psychic. Some of these people weren't living that psychic life, but the presents and gifts still arrived. And you will know that your guide probably spoke to their guides and then whispered in their ear and implemented. Our guides are there also to help us complete our mission. So if we're going the wrong way, they'll often give us signs that we are going the wrong way. Sometimes we'll be told by other people. Sometimes we'll just wake up and just know. And they'll also pop into your mind. I'll often wake up and I'll just know what I'm supposed to do now. I'll just know. And I know that they spoke to me. We'll often meet them in spirit when we go to sleep, in that dream state, and we'll come out and meet them, have a little chat. And then when we wake up in the morning, we just know what we're supposed to do or not do. Sometimes I get the word too. I ask them, give me a word that I don't normally use, and then I'll know it's you and not my making up word, and then I'll just get the word. So it might be the word wait or persevere or another word that tells me, or go ahead, or good idea. I've seen them as well when I've done something which has been difficult and managed to get through it. Then I've noticed that I see them there and they're kind of cheering, and that's kind of like having your own little fan club, your little squad. The guidance we get from them is from above. It is high vibrational guidance, and the more we tap into that, the better will be the outcome of this life. Enjoy having your guides. They are really people who, and when I say people, some of them have been people. A lot of them are from the spiritual realm, but don't forget there are some who just were your brother or sister or mother, and they're coming to also be with you in another form. And they're here to move the world ahead too, because if more people listen to their guidance, the world would be actually moving along much more quickly. You can talk to them. I talk to them telepathically, and I ask them or pray for different things. They will often be able to manifest that. They can't always do it because of divine timing. I'll do a podcast on divine timing, but they will do their best at the time. And sometimes other solutions are given until you can get to the bit where it actually really is going to work. I hope you enjoyed hearing about your guides. If you find someone who can do the drawings, that would be really cool for you. I think it's something that people almost cherish. They find someone who can draw their guides. I think that you can find your own guidance. I think you will get a sense of who's with you. Their energy, if you pull in on their energy more, you'll get a stronger sense who they are energetically. And just know that when you're going through a tough time, they are trying to help you. You might feel alone, but you're actually not alone. And some of the processes we do need to go through a little bit on our own to learn the lesson, but they actually are always with you. They're always trying to help you. But you must ask. And I think a lot of people don't ask. It's an old pattern of theirs, perhaps, but just ask. Ask for help. Ask for help with the money. Ask for help with the mortgage. Ask for help with your son, your brother, your husband, your friend. Ask for help with that. If you're not dealing with something very well, ask for help and guidance. And then you'll find some little pearls might come out of your mouth, or maybe you say nothing, and that will be a good thing. So you can ask for guidance all the time. Enjoy working with your guides. Know they're there. And If you want to help other people, you can speak to their guides and ask them to help the other person too. Because remember, everyone hears everything in that world, so whatever you send out will go to other guides as well. I found knowing I had guides, even though I knew it intuitively, having the knowledge of a little bit who they were was actually good for me. And also, I just trusted too when I was doing certain things and asked for help. Sometimes I've asked for healing guides to come in when I'm doing healings, so it amps the healing up and makes it better for the person. And also, maybe I channel a bit better during that healing. So they are to be asked, you are to ask, and they will deliver as best they can. Have a good week. Love and light to you.